pageant on the way. I just sit and let it be in this quiet clarity. Porcelain and silver spoon, humming softly to a tune. Steam is rising in the air like a quiet, weightless prayer. Pages turning without aim, every moment feels the same. Not in a boring kind of way, just a soft and steady day. Morning light on the table, everything feels so simple. In this quiet little space, I can take my time today. Morning light on the table, nothing needs to be labeled. In this soft and open air, I just breathe and stay right here. Nothing more, nothing less, just a gentle kind of rest. In between the world outside and the calm I hold inside. Maybe this is all I need, little breaths and little peace. Nothing loud and nothing new, just this easy point of view. Maybe this is all I need, slowly sipping, slowly breathe. Time is drifting like a stream, softer than it ever seemed. Stay a while and let it flow, there's nowhere I have to go. Time is soft and passing by, like a quiet lullaby. Stay a while and let it stay, let it gently fade away. Every second, every hue feels a little more like you. Morning light on the table, everything feels so able to just be what it is in a moment like this. Morning light on the table, soft and warm and a little stable. In the stillness I can see there's enough in front of me. Nothing more, nothing less, just a quiet happiness in the warmth of what I see. This is enough for me. This is enough for me. This is enough for me. And this light so quietly. This is enough for me. Steam is rising soft and slow, tracing shapes I barely know, fading into morning air, like a thought that isn't there. Holding warmth between my hands, nothing written, nothing planned, just a sip and just a breath. Simple moments at their best. Steam from my cup, drifting high, blurring softly into light. In this quiet, gentle room, time begins to loosen soon. Steam from my cup, slow and thin, disappearing on my skin. Every second passing through, like there's nothing left to do. There's a stillness in the sound of the world not being loud. Just a chair, a cup, a space, and the light upon my face. Little things I never see, now they're sitting here with me, not demanding to be known, just existing on their own. Steam from my a whisper passing by. Nothing held and nothing stays. Still it fills these quiet days. Steam from my cup, soft and white, floating slowly out of sight. I don't need to understand everything just as it stands. Maybe this is how it goes, letting go of what I hold, watching moments come and leave, like a breath I didn't need. Maybe nothing has to change. Maybe calm can just remain in the space of what is here. There is nothing left to fear. Steam from my cup, drifting high, softly fading from my eyes, like a feeling passing through without asking me to choose. Steam from my cup, rising slow. There's a peace in letting go. Every second, every line feels a little more like mine. Stay a little, don't rush out. Let the quiet move around. In between the sips I take, there's a softness I can't fake. Stay a little, let it be. Nothing asking more of me. Just this air and just this light, holding gently what feels right. Steam from my cup, drifting high, melting slowly into sky. Even things that disappear leave a kind of comfort here. Steam from my cup, almost gone. Still the moment lingers on. In the warmth I softly keep, there's a quiet, steady peace. There's a quiet, steady peace. There's a quiet, steady peace. In the air so soft and deep, there's a quiet, steady peace. There's a quiet little thing in the space between my days. Not a thought I need to keep, not a feeling I can name. It appears without a sound, like it's always been around, softly resting in the air. Even when I'm unaware, I don't reach for what it means. I don't try to make it stay. It just lingers in between every moment of the day. A quiet little thing, not too much, not too clear, but it feels a little warm when it happens to be here. A quiet little thing passing through without a trace, like a light I almost saw on a familiar face. It's in how the sunlight falls on the corner of the room, in the stillness of a chair, in the shape of afternoon. Nothing special, nothing rare, still it's somehow always there. In the way the hours move, softly shifting out of view. I don't need to hold it close, I don't need to understand. It's enough to let it pass gently through my open hands. A quiet little thing, not too loud, not too strong, but it stays a little while when the day is moving on. the way I breathe, it's slower than I used to be. Or the way the light remains even when it starts to leave. Maybe it's in letting go of the need to make it last, finding something quietly in the moments that have passed. I don't ask it where it goes, I don't ask it why it came. It's enough to know it's here, even if it has no name. A quiet little thing fading in and out of sight, like a feeling made of air in the middle of the light. A quiet little thing, nothing more and nothing less. Still it leaves a gentle trace of a quiet happiness. And it's gone before I know, but it doesn't feel like loss, just a shift in how things are, softly moving as they cross. There's a quiet little thing in the space it leaves behind, not a memory to keep, just a softness in my mind.
Soft steps moving through the room. Afternoon is coming soon. Light is falling on the floor, like it's been here once before. There's a quiet in the air, not too empty, not too bare, just enough to let me feel everything is soft and real. Every movement slow and small, doesn't really matter at all. Still it leaves a gentle trace in the rhythm of this space. Soft steps echo, fade away, blending into light and day. Nothing stays and nothing holds, still it feels a little close. I can hear the subtle sound of my feet upon the ground. Not too loud and not too clear, but enough to know I'm here. There's a comfort in the way time is passing through the day. Not too fast and not too slow, just a steady kind of flow. Soft steps moving, almost gone, still the feeling lingers on, like a warmth I didn't see. Now it's resting here with me. There's a quiet kind of bloom, not a flower, not a light, just a softness out of sight. Shadows stretching on the wall, rising slowly, then they fall. Nothing asking to be known, still it feels a bit like home. Soft steps turning into still, nothing more I need to feel. Just this moment, calm and wide, gently opening inside. There's no reason to define every moment passing by. I can let it come and go like a tide I barely know. Soft steps fading into space, leaving almost no real trace. Still I feel it in my chest, like a pause that feels like rest. Maybe this is how it stays in between the quiet days. Not a memory to keep, just a calm that settles deep. Soft steps moving soft and light, blending slowly into night. Even as the day grows thin, there's a quiet held within. Soft steps moving soft and slow. There's no place I need to go in this room, in this air. There is something always there. Something small and hard to name, never different, never same. Like a breath I didn't take, or a feeling left awake. Soft step, soft light, soft release. Everything is turning ease in the space where I remain. There is nothing left to change.
Honey-colored afternoon, humming softly to a tune. Golden light on everything, like a quiet offering. It settles gently on the air, resting lightly everywhere. On the table, on my hands, in the space where silence stands. There's a warmth that doesn't stay, but it doesn't fade away. Just a soft and steady glow, moving where the moments go. Honey-colored time, so slow, drifting where the day can go. Nothing more and nothing less, just a quiet tenderness just a quiet offering. Honey-colored time, so true, falling softly into view. Even as it slips away, there's a warmth that wants to stay. There's a softness in the light that remains beyond the sight, not in form and not in place, but in how I hold the space. Honey-colored time, so slow, even when it starts to go, there's a trace it leaves behind in the quiet of my mind. Honey-colored time, so deep, like a calm I get to keep. Even when the light is gone, something gentle lingers on.
Just another gentle day, nothing special on the way. Still it feels a little new in the light and in the view. Morning slowly slips to noon, humming out a quiet tune. Not a change I try to see, just the way it comes to me. There's a calm I didn't plan, resting softly where I am, in between the things I do and the thoughts I don't pursue. Just another gentle day, passing quietly this way. Nothing calling out my name, still it doesn't feel the same. Just another gentle day, folding softly into place, like a page I didn't read, but it holds what I might need. There's a rhythm in the air, something light and barely there, not too strong and not too clear, still it feels a little near. Every hour moves along like a quiet, simple song, not too slow and not too fast, just enough to let it last. I don't need to hold it still or to shape it to my will. It can drift and it can stay in its own unspoken way. Just another gentle day, nothing more I need to say, still it leaves a kind of trace in the softness of this space. Just another gentle day, somewhere time begins to fade. In the pause between the lines, there's a calm I sometimes find. Maybe it's the way I see what was always here with me, not a change I need to prove, just a slightly softer view. Maybe it's in letting go of the need to always know where the moment's meant to lead, or what comes from what I need. Just another gentle day, not too far and not too close, like a feeling I can't hold, but it lingers like a glow. Just another gentle day, nothing asking me to stay, still I find I'm here a while, resting in a quiet smile. There's a softness in the flow of the things I come to know, not in words and not in form, but in something gently warm. There's a quiet kind of ease, moving just a moment out of reach, just another gentle day. Even as it fades away, there's a trace it leaves behind in the corners of my mind. Just another gentle day, nothing lost along the way, only something soft and true that I didn't have to choose. Porcelain against the wood makes a sound that feels so good. Soft and small, it comes and goes like a thing nobody knows. A quiet touch, a gentle ring, not too loud, not anything. Still it lingers in the air, like a feeling resting there. Every little fragile tone makes this moment feel like home. Not because it has a name, but because it feels the same. Porcelain, a simple sound, spreading softly all around. In between the breath I take and the silence I don't break. Porcelain against the light, catching pieces soft and bright. And the way it meets the day, there's a calm I cannot say. It's not something I can hold, not a story to be told, just a sound that fades away, but it stays in some small way. Porcelain, a gentle trace, floating through this quiet space, like a moment I can't keep, but it settles somewhere deep. There's a rhythm in the air, not too clear and barely there. Still it moves in quiet time, like a slow and simple rhyme. Every movement, every tone feels like something softly known. Even when it disappears, it's still echoing somewhere near. Porcelain against my hand, cool and smooth, I understand. Not in words, but in the feel. Something simple, something real. There's a softness in the sound of the stillness all around. Not just silence, not just space, but a quiet kind of grace. Porcelain, it comes and goes, like a thought that no one knows. Nothing needing to remain, still it never feels in vain. Porcelain, a fleeting thing, still it makes the moment sing. Not in melody or line, but in how it shapes the time. I don't need to make it stay, I don't need to find a way. It can pass and it can fade, like the quiet that it made. Porcelain, a simple tone, never really on its own. In the room, in the light, it becomes a part of sight. There's a calm I start to hear in the sounds
they gently pass, porcelain against the day, softly slipping into gray. Even as it fades from view, there's a trace it leaves in you. Porcelain, so light, so thin, still it settles deep within. In the quiet it creates, there's a peace that gently waits. Sunlight through the curtains falls, painting slowly on the walls, soft and quiet as it moves, in a rhythm I can't lose. It doesn't ask me to believe, doesn't tell me what to see. Still it finds its way inside, in the corners where I hide. There's a warmth within the light, not too strong and not too bright, just enough to let me know there's a place I don't outgrow. Sunlight through the curtains flows, like a feeling no one knows, not too close and just a quiet kind of star. Sunlight through the curtain stays in the softness of the day. Even as it shifts and bends, it returns in different ends. There's a silence in the glow of the things I never show, not in shadow, not in flame, but in something without name. Every second, every line feels a little less like time, more like something passing through without asking what to do. Sunlight moving on the floor, like it's been here once before, tracing shapes I almost know, from a place I used to go. I don't need to make it mine, or to hold it for a sign. It can change and it can stay in its own unspoken way. Sunlight through the curtains drifts, in between the quiet shifts of the hours going by, without reason, without why. Sunlight through the curtains bends, where the wall and window ends. In that space I softly find something open in my mind. Maybe it's the way it falls, not too perfect, not at all. Still it touches everything, like a quiet offering. Maybe it's the way it stays, even as it slips away, leaving something soft behind in the corners of my mind. Sunlight through the curtains fades, still the gentle warmth remains, not in light I clearly see, but in how it stays with me. Sunlight through the curtains slow, even when it starts to go, there's a trace it leaves 𝒂𝒂𝒂𝒚 I didn't find. Sunlight through the curtains near, not too far and always here. In the space it softly fills, there's a peace that lingers still.
A cup and a window view. Sky is pale and softly blue. Nothing calling out my name. Still it never feels the same. Clouds are moving slow and wide, with no reason left to hide. I just watch them come and go, like a thing I used to know. There's a distance in the air, but it doesn't feel too far. Somewhere in between the two, I can feel what passes through. A cup and a window view, nothing more I have to do. Just a moment still and light, resting gently in my sight. A cup and a window view. Time is soft and slightly new, not because it changed its pace, but because I slowed my place. Every shape that drifts above feels like something I don't love or don't need to understand. Still it moves just as it can. There's a quiet kind of line between what's yours and what is mine, but it doesn't feel so clear when I'm sitting quietly here. I don't reach for what I see, I don't ask it to be me. It can stay outside the glass, still it softly comes to pass. A cup and a window view. Light is shifting into hue, not too bright and not too dim, just enough to settle in. A cup and a window view. Everything feels slightly true, not in ways I need to prove, but in how the moments move. Maybe it's the way I sit without trying to commit to a thought or to a plan, just existing as I am. Maybe it's the way things stay, even as they drift away, nothing holding them in place. Still they fill this quiet space. A cup and a window view, something old and something new. In between the glass and me, there's a quiet clarity. I can feel it in the air, not too heavy, not too rare, just a softness passing through, like the sky's reflected blue. A cup and a window view, even when it fades from view, there's a trace it leaves behind in the stillness of my mind. A cup and a window view, nothing lost and nothing due, just a moment passing by underneath the quiet sky.
just something nice, warmth and light and quiet time. Not a story to be told, just a feeling soft and whole. It's the way the morning stays, just a little longer now. Not because it has to be, but it simply works somehow. Nothing much, just something sweet in the way the hours meet, folding into one another like they don't need any other. There's a comfort in the air, not too strong and barely there. Still it settles in my chest like a place I come to rest. Nothing much, just something kind in the quiet of my mind. Little things I didn't see, now they're right in front of me. Nothing much, just something light, resting softly in my sight. Not demanding to be known, still it feels like it's my own. There's a rhythm I can feel in the way the day reveals. Not too fast and not too slow, just a gentle kind of flow. I don't need to hold it tight, this soft and passing kind of light. It can come and it can go, still it leaves a subtle glow. Nothing much, just something warm in a quiet, simple form. Not a change I try to make, just a moment I can take. Nothing much, just something true in the way the sky is blue. Not because it's always there, but because I start to care. Maybe it's the way I see what was always here with me. Not a shift I need to prove, just a softer point of view. Maybe it's in letting go of the need to always know what will come and what will stay at the end of any day. Nothing much, just something small, still it somehow holds it all. In the quiet, in the light, there's a calm that feels just right. Nothing much, just something real in the way I slowly feel everything without a name. Still it doesn't feel the same. Nothing much, just something near in the way the air is clear. Even when it slips away, there's a softness that will stay. Nothing much, just something nice. Not a dream or some advice, just a moment passing through. Still it feels a little new. Nothing much, just something kind, left behind but never mine. In the space it leaves behind, there's a peace I come to find. Warm hands holding something least it feels that way. In this quiet part of day, there's a stillness I can keep, not too shallow, not too deep, just enough to let me stay without drifting far away. Warm hands, slow and steady feel something simple, something real. In the space between each breath, there's a calm that softly rests. Warm hands holding quiet light, not too dark and not too bright, just a gentle kind of glow that I didn't used to know. There's no reason I can name for the way it feels the same, yet a little bit more kind than the days I leave behind. Every second stretches wide without needing to decide where it's going, what it means, or if it's as soft as it seems. Warm hands resting in this space, time has slowed its quiet pace, not because it had to change, but because I feel less strained. Warm hands, nothing left to prove, just a stillness I can move in and out of without fear, like a place that's always near. There's a softness in the air that I didn't know was there, not a shift I tried to make, just a feeling I awake. There's a quiet kind of ease flowing slowly through the breeze, not a place I need to find, but a state within my mind. Warm hands, slow and gentle time, nothing asking me to climb or to reach for something more than the moment I'm here for. Warm hands, soft and staying near, even when it's not so clear. There's a warmth that lingers on long before the light is gone. Maybe this is how it goes, letting go of what I hold, not in loss and not in pain, just a soft release again. Maybe this is what I keep, not in thoughts and not too deep, but in how I slowly stay in this gentle kind of day. Warm hands, slow and steady light, fading softly into night. Even as it slips away, there's a calm that wants to stay. Warm hands holding nothing tight, still it feels like something right. In the space it leaves behind, there's a peace I come to find. There's a little bit of lovely in the way the light still stays, not too bright and not too far, just enough to fill the day. It's not something I can hold or a thing I need to know. Still it finds its quiet way into places soft and slow. A little bit of lovely in the air I breathe right now, nothing asking to be changed. Still it shifts me somehow. A little bit of lovely in the way the silence moves, not completely still or gone, but in something that it proves. There's a softness in the space that I didn't try to make. Still it settles gently in with each moment that I take. There's a feeling I can't name, not too different, not the same, just a quiet kind of ease, moving slowly through the breeze. A little bit of lovely in the way I let things be, not because I understand, but because I feel at ease. A little bit of lovely in the things I used to miss, now they seem to find their way into moments just like this. Every second calm and wide doesn't need to be defined. It can come and it can go, still it leaves a trace behind. There's a rhythm I can feel in the way the hours heal, not in something that I chase, but in how I hold this space. A little bit of lovely in the quiet of my mind, not too close and not too far, just a softness I can find. A little bit of lovely in the light that slowly bends, even when it fades away. There's a calm that never ends. Maybe it's the way I stay without needing more today, letting everything just be without holding on to me. Maybe it's the way I see what was always here with me, not a shift I try to prove, just a softer way to move. A little bit of lovely in the way the day unfolds, nothing written, nothing told, still it gently seems to hold. A little bit of lovely in the space it leaves behind, not a memory to keep, just a quiet in my mind. A little bit of lovely, softly fading, staying near, even when it disappears. There's a trace that lingers here. A little bit of lovely, nothing more and nothing less, still it leaves a gentle mark of a quiet happiness.
Passing clouds indoors somehow, shifting shapes without a sound, on the wall and on the floor.
like I've seen them once before. Light is moving soft and slow, in a way I almost know, not from memory or name, just a feeling all the same. There's a quiet kind of change, nothing sudden, nothing strange. Still it moves from here to there, like a breath within the air. Passing clouds indoors again, not outside but settling in. In the way the light will bend, where the day begins to end. Passing clouds indoors so light, drifting gently through my sight. Not too close and not too far, like a quiet distant star. I don't need to understand why they move the way they can. They just come and then they go, in a rhythm I don't know. There's a softness in the flow of the things that never show, fully formed or clearly seen. Still they linger in between. Every shadow, every line feels a little less like time, more like something passing through without asking what to do. Passing clouds across the room, not a loss and not a bloom, just a shifting quiet trace, moving slowly through this space. Passing clouds, they fade away, still they seem to wanna stay, not in form or shape or light, but in something soft and slight. Maybe this is how it goes, letting in what comes and flows, without holding, without fear. Still it somehow stays right here. Maybe nothing needs to last, to be felt beyond its past. In the way it softly leaves, there's a calm that still believes. Passing clouds indoors so thin, still they settle deep within. In the way I start to feel something simple, something real. Passing clouds indoors so wide, not outside but still inside, in the space they leave behind. There's a quiet in my mind. Passing clouds indoors so slow, even when they start to go. There's a trace they leave in place, like a soft and steady grace. There's a quiet kind of smile that appears once in a while,
not too big and not too clear. Still I know that it is here. It's not something I can show, or a thing that others know. Just a softness in my face, in this slow and gentle space. Quietly smiling to myself, nothing more and nothing else. In between the things I do, there's a calm I'm passing through. Quietly smiling, soft and light, not too dark and not too bright. Just a moment that feels right in the middle of this light. There's a warmth I didn't plan, resting softly where I am. Not because of anything, just the way the day can bring little things I didn't see. Now they're sitting here with me, not asking to be known. Still they feel like they've grown. Quietly smiling, not for show, just a feeling I can know. In the way the air feels kind, in the quiet of my mind. Quietly smiling, passing through, like a sky of faded blue. Not too distant, not too near, still it gently settles here. Maybe this is how it stays in the middle of the days. Not a peak and not a fall, just a softness through it all. Maybe this is what I find when I leave the rest behind. Not in search and not in need, just in how I let things be. Quietly smiling, slow and free, nothing asking more of me. In the way the hours move, there's a calm I slowly prove. Quietly smiling, soft and true, not because I always knew, but because I let it grow in the space I didn't know. There's a stillness in my chest, not too heavy, more like rest. Not a pause I need to fill, just a moment standing still. There's a light I didn't chase, still it finds its quiet place in the way I sit and stay through another gentle day. Quietly smiling, almost gone, still the feeling lingers on. Not in words or things I keep, but in something soft and deep. Quietly smiling, soft and slow, even when I let it go, there's a trace that stays behind in the quiet of my mind. Just one more pour, slow and light, watching steam drift out of sight. Nothing more I need to say, still I choose to stay this way. Cup is warm against my hands, time unfolds without a plan. Not a moment I hold tight, just a soft and quiet night. One more pour, gentle sound, as it settles calm and round. In the stillness of the room, there's a quiet kind of bloom. One more pour, nothing new. Still it feels a little true in the way the warmth remains, even as it slowly wanes. There's no need to call it done. Nothing ending, nothing begun. Just a moment passing through, like the ones I always knew. There's a softness in the air, not too distant, always there. In between the breath I take, there's a calm I don't remake. One more pour, soft and slow, letting everything just flow. Not a reason to remain, still I'm here and that's the same. One more pour just because, not for anything it was, but for how it feels to be in this quiet open sea. Maybe time is not a line, but a space that feels like mine, where I sit and where I stay, without needing it to stay. Maybe nothing has to end to begin again, my friend. Just a shift I barely see in the way it moves through me. One more pour, drifting on. Even when the light is gone, there's a warmth that lingers near, in the space that once was here. One more pour, soft and wide, like a calm I step inside. Not a place I have to go, but a feeling I can know. There's no ending in this room, only light that softly moves. Even when it fades from view, there's a trace that stays with you. There's no ending, only space, holding time in quiet grace, in the way the moments flow. There's a peace I come to know. One more pour, nearly through, still it feels a little new. Not because it changed its form, but because it stayed so warm. One more pour, soft and free, nothing asking more of me. In the quiet, in the light, everything just feels right.